All right. Hello. I wanted to do a bonus episode as basically a follow-up about the 12-week challenge that I'm going to put together for you guys that I'm going to be doing. And I'm currently looking at the email that I sent out. So if you received this email, it'll be about that information and then just a little bit more. So if you have not heard of the 12-week year, it's a book by Brian P. Moran and Michael Lennington. I have a hard time saying that one. And it's basically saying instead of having your goals stretched over a year, let's have them in a 12-week period. And what this does is it makes it where you can't procrastinate. It creates urgency, which we love to do as people with ADHD, right? And it increases your focus. And then it does so much more. You may have seen my video about the 12-week year and how I think it's perfect for the ADHD brain. And I've accomplished so much with the 12-week year. I have built an academy, the ADHD Academy. I have put courses inside that academy. I put new courses in every month. Inside there's group coaching as well, 3 times a week. We have an accountability group. I've built a really great thing. And it was using 12-week year goals. I have a podcast now. I have just done some things in my personal life with the 12-week year. I've had some really great accomplishments with it, but there's one area that I have put together a 12-week goal for. I have done all the steps. I created the vision. I read the vision daily. I created the habits that I would need to do in order to get this goal. And I just quit after 1 or 2 weeks. Have any of you experienced that? And it has happened about 3 times now. And I am done with this happening. And so I decided, okay, what can I do? And I put the questions here in this email. How can I make quitting not an option? And I thought about that. And my idea to make quitting not an option was to make it as public as possible. So what you're going to see is you're going to see me showing up on Instagram Reels every single day for the 84 days. And I say rain or shine, good or bad, every dang day. And I'm going to show up on days that I did a good job on my tasks. I'm going to show up on a day I didn't do a good job on my tasks. I'm just going to make sure I show up every day. And I think that will be really helpful. And what I'm going to do for those on YouTube is I'm going to stitch together, not me personally, I'm going to have my editor stitch together 7 days. And that way you will see the week progression if this is something that you're interested in following. And we'll put that up as a YouTube video. And then I asked myself, how can I make it fun? And I decided I needed to invite people to join me. So I'm inviting you to join me on the 12-week challenge. And what I'm offering you is, this is February 27th that I'm talking about. I am going to do a workshop for you. And I'm going to show you how to pick a goal, how to craft a vision, how to break down your goal, how to track and score your week, how to make your goal quit proof. And you do not have to show up every day on Instagram like I am, but we're going to figure out what that is for you. And then I'm going to teach you how to deal with the obstacles that are going to come up. And trust me, your brain is going to throw up all kinds of obstacles. And why is that? Because our brain's priorities are to keep you safe, to conserve energy, and it does that by keeping everything the same, and to seek pleasure and avoid pain. And whatever your goal is, you want to make it a stretch, right? You want to make it something that you wouldn't just normally do. You want to make it something that in this concentration of these 12 weeks, this is something challenging for you to do. And when you stretch, when you make a change, when you are doing something that's going to make you grow, your brain is going to fight you. So I'm going to give you some tools that you can use for that. So that's going to be on the 27th. And then after that, we're going to have weekly WAMs. And what that is a weekly accountability meeting on Thursdays, and that will start on March 14th. And those will be every week. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to house all the recordings for all of this on my website, and I will make sure that the link is in this video so that if you are starting late, don't feel like if you can't start March 7th, you've missed the boat. It's okay. And the other thing I want to say about starting March 7th is it's a Thursday. We're not waiting to start on Monday. How many times have you done that? Oh, well, I'll start on Monday. And then in the meantime, you're, doing everything that you feel like you're not going to be able to do once you start working on this goal. So we are starting on a Thursday. Those weekly WHAM meetings will be on a Thursday. This is 84 days, you guys. My ADHD brain says, ooh, that's a long time. Even when I think of it as 12 weeks or 3 months, it really feels like a long time. But it's not. And we're going to take it day by day. And you're going to have your broken down task list of what you need to do each week to reach your goal. And this is all at no cost. I am doing this just because I think it's a lot of fun to bring people along with me. And I love this program and I want to help you succeed. And so, how can I make it fun? I'm inviting people to come along with me. All right. If you want to do the crazy Instagram thing that I'm doing, please join me. Please tag me. I would love to see that you're doing that too, especially if it's out of your comfort zone. It is incredibly out of my comfort zone, just so you know. This is pretty terrifying to me. I know I get on YouTube and I talk to you guys. It just feels different for some reason than doing it on Instagram. And then how can I keep it interesting? And that is basically setting up those weekly meetings with you guys. And in those weekly meetings, we're going to report what went well, what didn't go well. You can just attend if you want to. You can share your score, and then I can do some coaching on challenges that you're having at that time. So that's what's going on with that. I think I gave you all the information that you need. This video will be on the landing page when, and you can see in the show notes if you're listening to the podcast, or in the description if you're watching on YouTube. You can click there. You just give me your name and your email, and I will make sure that you have the details that you need to join. And like I said, if it's after March 7th, that's okay. You'll just follow the recordings and you can jump into the weekly WHAM meetings if we're still going. And probably what will happen is after this, we'll probably just start a new one. So what happens is you do your 12 weeks and then you have a 13th week where you basically like decompress and plan your next 12-week goal. So mine is going to be weight loss. And I didn't want it to just be, I want to lose weight. That's just too generic. I wanted to get very specific. And I'm going to teach you this in the beginning webinar that I'm going to do for you. But I wanted to get very specific, not just lose weight. What does that mean? So I have my goals here, and I'll just go ahead and share them with you just to give you an idea. Your goal can be about anything you want. And I'm going to teach you in that first lesson about figuring out what's important in your life. And from that, condensing it down to 4 areas. And what I want you to do is just pick one of those 4 areas. For this 12 weeks, you guys, I just want you to concentrate on one thing. And that does not mean everything else falls apart, right? We have ADHD. And I always talk about, I used to feel like I was a plate spinner. Have you seen that? It's a circus act, or I used to see it on TV when I was a kid, and they had these sticks and they're spinning plates on a stick, and they'd get one going, and then they'd start getting them all going. And then pretty soon they had all these plates spinning on sticks. I always felt as a person with ADHD that I would get my plates spinning, right? And then I would just concentrate on one. And then everything, all the other plates would crash and break on the ground. And then I would have to drop this plate and try to pick up the pieces over here. And it was just so frustrating. And so that's not what I'm talking about. When I say that as a coach now, what I do is I teach people to get their plates spinning. And then when one starts to wobble, you start to pay attention to that plate, right? And then you give a little less attention to the ones that are going just fine. And then when this one starts to wobble, you pay attention to this one and you keep these others just kind of going. All right. That's what we want in life. We want to be good plate spinners, right? Okay. But for your goal, what I want you to do is concentrate on just one thing. And I will help you. I'll help you get there to what matters most to you, to what's going to move you forward the most in life. I talk about these keystone things. And if you don't know what that means, when people build an arch out of stone, there needs to be a keystone in the middle. It's the most important thing to have, or the arch falls down. And so we're going to figure out what those keystone goals are for you. I'm going to teach you how to figure out that process for yourself. And for me, my health is my keystone goal for these 12 weeks. So number 1, in my 12 weeks, I will lose 10 pounds of fat. I will develop the habit of meal planning daily and honoring that plan. I will improve my sleep with consistent sleep and wake times. I will continue my habit of 96 ounces of water. That's already a habit going, but I'm also going to reduce caffeine. And so I'm going to figure out what that means for myself and get very specific about that. I will continue the habit of daily exercise. I will add strength training a minimum of 3 times a week. I have been walking daily. That's more for my mental health than anything, but I've not been strength training lately. So I have had a hard time in the past making that a very consistent habit. So what I really want out of this and what I want for you out of this is to come away a changed person. Basically, now you are a person who ... So now I want to come out of this 12 weeks going, I am a person who strength trains 3 times a week. The end. That is what I do. I should say a minimum of 3 times a week. I am a person who, drinks only a certain amount of caffeine. I'm a person who goes to sleep the same time every night and wakes up the same time every day. I'm actually pretty good about that. It's just gotten a little messy lately. I'm a person who honors my meal plan. I will make the plan. I used to be very resistant to even making the plan. So I've made some progress through getting coached on this, but I will make the plan, but I don't always honor the plan. And losing that 10 pounds is going to make a significant difference in the way my clothes feel, the way I feel in my body. And so that's going to be my 12-week goal. I don't mean to bore you with the details. You're like, what does this have to do with me? I want you to just see what I'm doing here so you can see how you can apply this in your life. Okay? So this is what's happening. The website is www.learntothrivewithadhd.com/12-week year challenge. If you go there, I think this video will actually be there. And if you've already seen the video, then you just go ahead and put in your name and email. And even if you're joining later, even if you're joining after March 7th, go ahead and put in your name and email so that I can get you the information that you need to get started. Okay? All right, you guys, this is a bonus. I really hope you join me. It will make it so much more fun. And we have to have things fun when we're making changes. All right. See you next time.